What's up, man? We're supposed to be doing tech tips. You coming in last week trying to be funny? Talking about Geico. Yeah. We bring the funny. That's our job.
It's a joke, man. Calm down.
Tech tips. That's your job. It is a big deal. You're about this close from being pulled off our top 8 on MySpace.
Oh, whoa.
What? Try to get in the studio.
Hey, come on, guys.
Try to get in the studio. We're all friends here. We're all friends here. Hey, try to get in the studio.
I got a tip for you, buddy. Yeah, so come in to work today, and Drew comes barging at me. Apparently he's mad because I gave a funny tech tip last week. I mean, it was a joke. The guy freaked out. You should have seen him. He's going off like, oh, you're not coming in giving tech tips anymore and this and that. I'll give him a tech tip, you know? Yeah. I mean, honestly, I did save money on my car insurance. Like, what's the big deal?
The guy wanted to do some tech tips. He said, guys, I really want to be on the show. What can I do? And we're like, look, go find some tech tips. And he actually had some good ones. We got some good feedback, some helpful things. And then he wanted to get funny on us. We're funny. That's our job. And we're not that good at it. So when somebody comes in and tries to be funnier than us, we don't like it. We almost got his ass kicked.
What you doing, Schmitty?
Who wants
my tech tip for Drew today?
What are you doing? Yeah, I got your tech tip right here, buddy.
Alright, settle down, boy. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Biffo.
Tech biffo going on.
Tech Biffo.
Sir Adam Plante, or too many Adams. Thank you for joining me once again for this, our 1.34 35th episode of Best Damn Tech Show, period. And to you, ladies and gentlemen, our viewers and listeners, we bid you adieu. No, that's like goodbye. We're welcome.
Bid you adieu.
It's a welcome. It's a fabulous. Thanks for joining us. We love having you here. Stick with us as we really start into some tech news. I'm excited. Let's get into the best damn tech news.
Let's get into it.
Alright, ladies, we couldn't coordinate that if our life
Pardon me while I do some tech work here.
E3 conference was big this week.
It was.
Huge this week. And none huger than we.
Then we. Us? We.
Not us, we.
Oh.
Yeah.
All the way home?
We. We, of course, being WII, stands for... doesn't stand for anything, really, does it?
Formerly known as the Nintendo Revolution.
Formerly, yeah.
The device
console normally known as.
Yeah.
So I heard 4-hour waits in line for to check out the product, far surpassing the likes of the Xbox. Was it X360?
X360?
Xbox.
You can tell how much he plays video games.
I'm not
very much.
I'm not much of a gamer.
The Xbox 360.
And PlayStation 2 or 3, even the PS3 stuff.
Who cares about Sony?
Anyway, Wii was huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
We were
And
so huge.
just big news also, the fact that Wii is going with, it doesn't quite make sense, but Wii is going with Opera as the browser of choice.
Just say Nintendo.
We actually too.
Just say Nintendo.
We've actually named it the best damn browser.
It is the best damn browser, there's no doubt about
But
that.
we,
With big
Nintendo,
converts.
is doing it.
We have a little chat with someone from Opera.
We do.
Actually.
Oprah? It's Opera!
Yeah, we didn't talk to Oprah.
Is that Oprah's browser?
She's not very tech savvy, so we don't care about her.
Anyway, we'll have a word with Opes later. But someone from Opera, the Hedo.
Executive Vice President of Devices, Scott Hedrick.
Hedo will be joining us a little bit later on in the show. Until then, let's continue on through the news.
All right.
Microsoft, they've kind of finally found their footing a little bit. Over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
What have they got going on?
Live Messenger launched.
Check that
which
out.
a lot of people have been waiting for because Microsoft Messenger is notoriously the worst piece of software ever created. It's so clunky It's really bad. Do either of you actually use it?
I used to, yeah.
You're forced to, actually.
I've tried to disable it, but to no avail.
Yeah, you actually have to do like run some regedit code to get rid of it for good. Anyways, Live Messenger launched. It's slick. It's cleaner. Okay, it's not
Here's a
clunky.
little screenshot of the interface. It is slick.
Mhm.
You can get it from ideas.live.com at the moment. It's in beta.
Yeah, it is, and it's got a feature called Live Call. It's through Verizon, so everybody's getting in on that VoIP deal, and it's really got really good file sharing, is what I hear. I haven't tried it out yet. I'm gonna test it out, unfortunately, but that's my job, is to test these things out.
Gotta do it.
And of course, it's going to be integrated with their live search engine, which we're not a fan of, but it's going to be integrated nonetheless.
People coming around to Live, apparently.
Really?
Yeah. I know that most of my sites rank well on it, so I'm happy about it.
Well, as long as one of those sites rank well on it, everybody should
That's
use
the main
it, right?
thing. Windows Live Products is also another tie-in to that. It's a little competitor against Google.
Yeah, Frugal's service, Google's service Frugal. Say that a few times fast.
Google Service Frugal. Okay, done.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay.
I made it once.
Yeah, now I'm going to say Google and Google. Anyways, if you go on Frugal, you do a search for a product, it'll show you all the sites that sell this product. Live is doing the same thing. It's called Live Products. So it's products.live.com.
Products.live.com, yeah.
It's in beta. It's not much to it yet, but there it's a competitor for Google. Basically, Microsoft's just waiting until.
What is that?
Whoa! Is that?
Casey.
No.
Intruder
Is it
alert?
Casey?
Yeah.
No.
That's alright.
If you said it's
just
not
text
much
messaged me, so it's fine.
It's just a text. It's not a full-blown
No.
call. Oh, basically, Microsoft is just sitting around waiting for Google to make its next move and then copying them. That's
Is that what you
Is
think?
that what you take from that?
I don't know. They're a couple of years late on
On Google Frugal?
Yeah. Woo. Forget it.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's an
saying
interesting,
that
it's an interesting battle, nonetheless.
Yeah.
And word is that Microsoft and Yahoo ganging up against Google. It's the whole tech biffo
Yeah.
that I
Team
spoke
up.
about last week.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be keeping them.
Microsoft
very-
and Yahoo have worked together in the past, so this isn't a crazy notion.
No, not such a crazy notion.
So
We have been known to make crazy notions. It's not one of them.
this isn't one of them.
Google.
Google.
Always busy.
Always in
and
the
a
news.
big press release on Wednesday, actually. What have they got going on?
What don't they have going on? Google's freaking busy.
Every week we say something about that.
Yeah. Google Trends.
Google Trends, I had the option to check it out. I
Yeah.
compared Britney Spears and Lindsay Lohan
There's
searches.
no comparison between the two.
Even now. Started off, higher with Britney. Now it's come back to about even searches.
Basically, what Google Trends is, it takes search engine results based on certain terms and tells you some trends about it. I don't know.
Yeah, look at what people are using to search for certain terms and phrases. And, basically handy for marketers like myself and you guys. But for the most part, I don't know.
You use
Really
the plan.
not
I
even.
checked it out. I did some higher education phrases and found that it was helpful for finding definitely what people were not searching for. But
Well, that's good.
and it was pretty interesting. Not exactly the robust analytics I first thought of when I heard about it, but I was still happy with it.
Yeah, they're still holding out on the actual full database of keyword search phrases.
There's all kinds of
numbers, all
goodies
that
in there.
stuff.
Oh.
So many goodies I'd love to get my hands on,
Oh, I bet.
but that would mean I'd be out of a job. So
To trickle it out. Yeah. Let's see, what else we have?
Google Trends, they're focusing on search. That's kind of their core.
That's what they're
competence.
trying to say.
They reiterated that during this press conference, whilst at the same time talking about Co-op, Google Co-op.
Okay.
It's
So-
a little social networking service where you can participate in groups,
Really?
contribute some information to a certain subject matter,
Really?
and they're also tying in vertical search to it, which is something that Google really hasn't latched onto yet, but it looks like they're heading that way
Okay.
with this. So your niche searches.
The niche searches.
Yeah,
Which is
exactly.
we talked last week about health. Google Health.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
They're rolling that stuff out. That's good.
Google Gadgets also very exciting for me. You check out
Oh.
Google Gadgets?
No.
Oh, it's like it's Google's version of widget. and it ties in with a desktop search, so that you know you can. I downloaded the cricket scores live. Unfortunately, it was only the Indian.
Hold on, let me go run and get that right now. No, but no. I
But you know, you
understand.
got your weather. You've got your. There's so many. There's a bunch of them at the moment. I like them. I like them a lot. Just have to upgrade to your desktop to the
I love
latest
those little
version.
snap-ons. I
Yeah.
love those snap-ons more than I love the actual like software or service. Most of the time, it's like
Our mate
stuff.
Rubes from Micro Persuasion
Yeah,
made
he
a little bold announcement.
made a look. Google Notebook is coming next week, perhaps. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. Rightly. Remember they purchased them a couple weeks ago?
Rightly so.
Steal my notes.
No.
What are you trying to do?
I'm bringing you back to the camera.
Oh, yeah.
Because you were looking out there.
Steve,
People love to see you talking to them.
Hello. Anyways, Steve Rubell's saying Google Notebook. That's that whole Office thing you talked about.
Yeah.
The saving your Word documents online, writing things online, file sharing. That's supposed to come out next week.
Next week, I can't wait.
So we got Google Calendar, Google Notebook, Google Mail,
Google Gadgets, Google
Google RSS Reader, Go Gadget, Google.
Google. I tell
Woo!
ya.
They're taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busy little bees over there.
There.
Busy little bees. Not so busy. AOL. Although they did launch their official MySpace killer.
Hey, well, you had a chance. You had a chance to bring me back. I was not a fan. You done yet?
Yeah,
It's well documented that we're not fans of AOL.
it's a bit hyped. Bit overhyped for the old
A bit?
MySpace.
The MySpace killer? It
What was
died.
Well, if it died, it didn't even make it out of the runway.
AimPages.com. Should pull that up. AimPages.com, basically the same premise as MySpace. You go on there, they have featured profiles, you set up your own profile. It is simple to set up your profile because it's tied into your Instant Messenger name, so all you have to do is log into a pre-existing account. It's a little too polished. It feels like they spent a lot of time on it. The great thing about MySpace is it's quick and dirty. It's not, you know what I mean, rounded edges. It's not pretty and shiny. You know, it just looks, Anyways, there's major ads all over the place. Of course, well, that was to be expected. You may be able to bring mine up. Oh, you're going to sign up for one right now. I'm not a fan. Not at all.
So what do you think? They were just tying it to Instant Messenger, and that was what was going to kill MySpace?
I think they thought that their instant user base, which they're saying is 40 million AIM users, 30 million instant or AOL users, something like that, something that amount.
Which is still like half of what MySpace is anyway.
Pretty much. They thought that they would. They needed a hook. They needed something to bring the kids over to it because kids aren't going to leave MySpace.
You have to be over 16 years.
You got to be over 16 years
What
old.
about that?
MySpace is what, 14?
Don't know.
But it makes your profile private if you're under 18. Anyways, but AOL, they missed it. They missed the target. There was no hook. There was no marketing campaign. I don't know if one's coming. I've seen nothing, heard nothing. It launched.
Except that they were the MySpace killer.
Except that they were the MySpace killer. Well, they got killed. I'm not impressed. I don't see kids leaving MySpace.
Failure to launch.
The thing with social networks is you let MySpace have a couple years to get ahead of you. Now people have hundreds of friends in their little list. They're not going to leave a network to go to another network and bring their friends with them. You got to have something to pull them and grab them. There's nothing on here. It's the same thing.
Yeah, you can't do more of the same. You got to do it better.
Not pulling, not grabbing. Okay, noted. Word on the street is that Congress is looking to block MySpace, ban MySpace. What's the go there?
Public schools and libraries, they want access to
okay.
MySpace removed because due to sexual predators.
Right.
Sounds like another one of those laws that are made for the few.
Oh, certainly. Certainly. And what it boils down to is poor education, or lack of education for the kiddies.
Yeah.
You know, why aren't you talking to your kiddies, explaining to them, you know, what's right, what's wrong, you know? This is not necessarily, MySpace is a bad thing, but you just have to be careful. Common sense,
It's
generally.
a distraction measure. How many kids do you know are going to the library to use MySpace?
Well, maybe sexual predators are going to the library to use it, maybe, and it's harder to track, obviously, where the ISP is. Blah, blah, blah.
I just don't think schools want kids wasting their time during the day on it, and they're using sexual predators as an excuse. That's just my thought, but oh well.
A couple of weird initiatives going on.
Yeah.
ICANN has rejected the XXX domain.
Survey says no.
Shame. shame, I think.
Yeah, why is that? Do you have a reason for that?
No.
No.
They said no.
They didn't like it.
Didn't
They
play-
thought that it's just going to
Promote.
Yeah, exactly. Promote sex online.
I don't think you need to promote sex online.
I say, give it.
There's sex
give them their own
online.
little community. Simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, how better to segregate them and keep them out of the hands of kids than to give them their own .xxx.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Weird.
It is weird.
MPAA.
Oh God.
DVD sniffing dogs. What's MPAA?
Movie Picture Association of America.
Ooh.
Or money.
So
Something.
we're talking about
assholes. I don't know.
people who are shipping bulk loads of DVDs.
People are shipping bulk loads of pirated DVDs. Apparently, they have dogs that have been specifically trained to sniff and smell a DVD. So if you're carrying a DVD, watch out. You're gonna have a dog up your ass.
They must be losing so much money.
Oh,
They
yeah.
must be if they're training dogs.
But there's only 2 dogs that can do this.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they? Beagles? Labradors?
I think they're labs.
Oh, lads. Gotta love the cute little labs. Except unless you're a pirate.
Yeah.
Don't love the lads.
You don't love the labs.
YouTube. Another initiative. Mobile upload.
Yeah, so now that cell phones have capabilities to record movies, I know Plante does it all the time on his fatty phone.
Yeah,
He
always.
records movies.
That's right.
Always doing it. That's why you got the fatty phone. So you can do stuff like
Hold
that.
more.
But,
The bigger it is, the more it holds.
YouTube's huge.
It is. So now when you record your little movies of your friends doing something stupid, you can upload it to YouTube immediately. So if it wasn't fast enough before, now it's fast.
Notice they've been down a bit of late, and I guess
YouTube's doing some upgrades.
upgrading their stuff.
Yeah, there's some money coming into them, and
Fair
it's
enough.
all for the greater good.
Some good news for the Philadelphians.
Philly!
Those from Philly. Yo, Philly!
Yo, Philly!
Adrian! So I heard.
Wow, that sucked.
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
That's an Australian Philly accent.
You wanna try,
Yo, a cheese
What?
stick.
Go, give us a
Yo,
give us a Sylvester
Oh.
Stallone.
Yo, Adrian.
I like it. I love it.
That's fabulous. Did you hear that they're going to move the Rocky statue to the Art Museum?
Really?
No, just interesting
Really?
tidbit. for
Going
those-
back to the art museum?
Yes. Non-repeat.
That statue runs more than I do.
That's true.
It does.
Good God.
So they've finally okayed the wireless net project after all these years of talking about it and biffing and
And Comcast and
Bantering.
Verizon fighting it.
Yeah, that
and
too.
it ended up going to Earthlink.
Earthlink, 10-year contract, third quarter of 07, 150-mile radius in Philadelphia, the great city of Philadelphia, will have wireless internet.
About bloody time.
Yes!
Absolutely.
When is that? Next year?
Third quarter of 07.
Alright, fair
So
enough.
summer.
I'll jot
end of
that down
summer.
in my diary. Third quarter's right. I like Earthlink. I've
I
known
like
Earthlink
Earthlink too, and they were
like
doing the Google stuff.
They were actually my first ISP.
Oh, that's nice. Isn't it? Are you nostalgic about that?
I like that.
That's excellent.
It's like the Fisher Price. My
It
first
was.
ISP.
That's right. You know, and they gave me a big Fisher Price modem. Sometimes it squeaked. There was a bell on the other end. It was nice.
It's nice.
That is nice. No, it's a nice day. On the
Skype, folks, Skype. I'm going to try and get the mum on tonight.
She's
Test
been
out
busy.
The new beta. She has been busy.
She's busy.
They've got the conferencing feature happening now, the latest. But what they did release was the translation.
Yes, there's a service now that they're offering live translation of a Skype in and out conversation for a fee, of course. But when you're talking to people overseas, there'll be someone available to help you translate.
Konnichiwa to our Japanese listeners as well. We noticed
Yeah.
on the Geo
The Geo Tracker.
tracker that there are a couple of listeners over there in Japan. So konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Arigato.
We're also getting some love from the UK. So how do you say hello in UK-ish?
Pip pip.
Hip hip. Hello, Governor.
All right, Gov. All right, YouTube.
Well, now we definitely don't have any listeners in the UK.
Yeah, we just lost
Sorry,
the UK
sorry,
wireless.
folks.
Our bad.
Yeah, bad.
We
Won't,
love you.
won't do that again. But what we will do again, probably, is to keep our iris on the virus. And of course, the one to be doing that, very own.
Adam Plant. Oh wait. Hold on. Slow clap. Alright.
Two-man slip. And razzing.
What do we got going on there, Sir Plant?
We have 3 Microsoft patches. they're standard for if you have automatic updates. If not, just use the update link. One is to help prevent denial of service attacks, and the other is some remote code execution attacks too. So make sure you get those. There's also the older Flash player. Vulnerabilities found in the first Adobe Flash player after the Macromedia acquisition. That has already been fixed, but for people who are slow to upgrade their Flash player, best do so now because there have been vulnerabilities found in it. OS X put out some patches.
Hang a minute.
Whoa.
Mostly on Mail and Safari. A couple vulnerabilities found there.
Two
Again,
pieces of software nobody should ever use.
Yeah, right. The only thing, there's no really side part of OS X that's worth using other than the operating system itself and
iLife. Come on.
iTunes.
iCrap.
I was gonna say iTunes. That's
Well,
about
iTunes.
that.
Yeah, I'll give you iTunes.
Firefox vulnerability. This is not really. It's a vulnerability, but I don't really see the danger of it. It's more of a irritation than anything else.
But it's being called a vulnerability.
It's referred to as a vulnerability because people maliciously use it to negatively influence the user's experience.
Okay.
This is basically a little piece of JavaScript can create image tags which have a mail to on them, as if you were going like a mail to link on them.
Right.
And basically, if you put a bunch of these images on there, you could set it so that automatically all of them at once would try and open your email browser window, and it would drag your computer to a screeching halt.
Wow.
So I mean, there are ways to turn that off. You can have it prompt you if you go to open up a browser window in Firefox and just type in about:config, no spaces, and find your email options or mail to options and have it. It's default. It will tell you not to prompt, but when you click on a mail to link, you just tell it to prompt you.
Okay.
Are
Are they releasing a patch for that or what?
I'm sure they will be. Or
Keep
maybe
it
they'll just be releasing a patch that will change that to the default. I guess they're going to have to find that vulnerability widely used, which it isn't. And then the final thing I have is interesting new methods in site spoofing. And,
Site spoof.
What is a site? What is a site spoof?
a site spoof is like official will use it in order to trick you to make you think you're elsewhere.
Okay, so it looks like PayPal, but it's really not.
Yeah, basically, they've been kind of putting wildcard DNS entries in, so that basically anything sent to their domain will go to a certain page. So you could have any subdomain attached to it, doesn't matter what it is, and it'll go there. And this helps make it look more authentic.
Sure.
Because you could, you can't get Microsoft.com. They have that, but you could have Microsoft.whatever.com, and they're not, it's a spoof site anyway. So.
Right.
Yeah.
And then this also helps them, it almost trick Google into thinking they're more legitimate because the way that the site spoofing works. So what they're doing with this, though, is not only have they been doing this, but they're also putting in code a JavaScript sniffer that checks for your user agent. Basically, that means to see what browser you're using. And if you're using Internet Explorer, it tries to give you a spoof anti-spyware, Microsoft anti-spyware, which is actually spyware itself. And it says, click here to, get your anti-spyware. If you're on Firefox, however, it actually switches you to another page to try and either pull some other sort of exploit or at least just direct you away so that they're not calling too much attention to themselves.
That's really tricky.
It is pretty tricky. So, I mean, we're starting to see not anything really new, but we're seeing combinations of things in a new way. They're getting a little trickier. It's getting harder and harder to spoof these days. As very, very slowly, the public is becoming more and more aware.
Finally. So it's about education, and one of the best owners of that is our very own Too Many Atoms. That's it.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Fantastic stuff.
Fabulous. We appreciate you keeping the iris on your iris on the virus for us. That's fabulous. In our review section today, best damn reviews.
We're doing a road. I don't know that one. It's Norma. Yeah!
I'm a robot fan.
We did we thought, who best to talk about it than opera's very own
Scott Hedrick. Scott Hedrick.
Scott Hedrick.
Senior Vice President.
Devices.
Devices.
And so,
Executive Vice President.
and so we had a little chat with him earlier today.
We did.
Here's the fruits of our labour.
It was a good one.
Check it out.
And we've noticed with Opera 9 and playing around with that, we love it. There's voice features, there's things like that. Is there going to be anything specifically for the Nintendo Wii that, any special plugins or, anything for snap-ons to your community, things like that?
Well, we can't reveal quite that much yet. Certainly Nintendo and Opera, we're working together, and Nintendo has a strategy of rolling out bits and pieces over time as the launch of Wii gets closer.
So you can see we were pushing for some scoops, but he wasn't forthcoming at this stage. But it looks like more will be happening in the ensuing months.
Exciting stuff.
And as I said, I'm heading over to Sweden July, so hopefully I'll be able to pop over to...
We said it earlier in the show, Opera's it. That's what I've been using.
We're gonna get a best damn tour.
We are opera buffs. Hopefully, yes, give you a best damn tour of the facilities there, which sound fairly nice.
Yeah, they
I must
moved
say.
recently.
They did indeed. Drew, you listen to the news, don't you?
I do.
Do you have enough news to tell the folks back home?
I have some Drew's news.
You do have some Drew's news for us?
I listen to news
Well,
that
hang
has to
on.
do with us.
Hang up, let's get some Drew's news.
Drew's news. Yes, I have some news. Actually, the first piece, somebody heard me curse on the show last week and sent me a website to check out, smartass. eBible.com. It's a new search engine, new Bible search engine. You can search on keyword and by version. No word on whether this is accepted by churches yet, or if this will be the Catholic search engine of choice. But yeah, so
eBible.com.
yeah, keep the links coming in, man. It's real cute. We do have some actual love though. We have MySpace, some MySpace love. Our friend Gavin, GDP Magazine. It's a new skate magazine, so go check that out. We have a geek chick who's a fan. Summer is a fan of the show. She's hooked. She viewed it for the first time today. She was hooked.
It's taken her this long?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But thank you, Summer. Queen Jean from Metro loves the show, continues to watch. Thank you very much. If you read the blog, if you read bdtsp.mysay.com or myspace.com/bdtsp, you'll see a post we made about Star Trek 2.0.
Funny stuff.
Funny stuff. G4 TV is doing a stop animation deal with these dolls, and it's like, odd voices to Star Trek characters. You gotta check it out. It's freaking hilarious.
Hey guys.
Did you just interrupt me during Drew's news?
You're gonna have to stick your
Got a
face
problem
right
with
next
that,
to
buddy?
Drew.
I'm gonna get right next to Drew
What
here.
the
and give him
frig?
tech tip.
Oh,
Yeah,
go ahead. Make it good.
Go ahead.
Did you know holding in Control or Command while entering a word into your address bar in your browser, once you enter, .com will automatically be entered into the address bar.
Really? Well, I'll be a son of a monkey's uncle.
sweetie.
You know what, Schmidt? You're a good guy. That's a good tip.
There we go.
Check that tip out.
You know,
All right.
that was fair.
I'll give him that.
Yep. We're all patched up now?
We're all patched up. Star Trek 2.0, check it out. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Opera community, since we're all in opera. Daniel Goldman from OperaWatch.com has got all news about opera. Not the music,
browser.
the browser.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah, because it's so fast.
It sings!
So yeah, go check out Opera Watch and
Maybe I
get
should.
all the newest news. They have the Wii news.
And that's
That's singing.
opera.com/bestmtech.
my.opera.com/bestdamntech. That's our little place in the opera community. Check that out.
You're welcome to join us.
Whew, that's Drew's news.
Oh, that's exhausting. Thank you, Drew, for delivering that news. Very interesting. There's a lot of communities out there, and we love feedback.
We do.
That's
Info at
that's a given.
bestdamntech.com. www.bestdamntech.com. Bring it.
That's fabulous. Which reminds me that it's a wonderful web.
It is a wonderful web. I'm so convinced. Every week,
Are you?
got me a little more convinced.
I'm trying to convince people that it's a wonderful
Do you agree?
web.
Well, I love the web.
He's not.
And none more better than
He's
viral.
not at It's Wonderful yet. He's like,
I'm above It's Wonderful.
Oh,
Oh,
whoa,
I love the web.
Oh, hey,
fan-freaking-tastic.
there you go. Freaking? That's acceptable.
That
Viral. And none more wonderful than viral videos. This week's viral video doing the rounds, Beatbox Boy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have had a chance to see it, but here's a little snippet of what he's got for us. Beatbox Boy.
I'm impressed.
Oh,
I'm
really?
not impressed.
Very creative
That's a lot of
stuff.
time that goes into this.
Takes some time. What do you suggest?
I think we can do better.
Really?
That's just me.
You in? Oh, we'll give it a go. Maybe that's how we'll round off this show, folks.
Yeah.
It's been another fabulous episode of
We're
Best Damn Tech
multi-talented.
Show period, version 1.34. Love having you here. Hopefully we've covered all the news of the week.
Probably not, but we came pretty damn close.
Hopefully. We try our best. So, Dr. Drewby, thank you.
Can I bid them adieu now?
Yes, you can. Do. And you, Sir Plante, too many Adams. Thank you again. Thanks for keeping your iris on the box.
Slomo.org, our Australian host.
Always a pleasure to be here. Always. Let us have it out.
Yeah.
Finish off the show with Best Damn Beatbox, y'all. Bye! Catch you next week. Have a geek week. Ooh, I almost forgot.
Second. Best Damn Tech Show.
Period.
Yeah.